Over 80,000 Bitcoin has left Grayscale GBTC fund to date. Will the bleeding ever stop? All right, fam, put on your tinfoil hats. Could this be some kind of backroom deal to redistribute Bitcoin holdings to the other ETFs? Plus, modern economists create a new paradigm by calling U.S. fiscal debt savings? We've got much more. Let's get into today's show. Welcome to the Tuesday, January 23rd edition of the Bitcoin ETF Daily Show. I'm Dante Cook, head of Swan Business. In this show, we discuss the latest news, events, winners, losers, and key information surrounding these historic Bitcoin ETFs. Here at Swan, we're on a mission to educate the world about Bitcoin. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel to extend our reach and help us cut through the noise on YouTube. Hey, Kevin. So you heard that GBTC has sent over 70,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime, right?
70?
Yeah, Joe has 70 today.
He has 70?
My bad, Kev. It's actually 80,000 Bitcoin.
Shit.
GBTC moved another 15,000 to Coinbase at market opening today. Soon, GBTC will have sent over 100,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase since its launch. Those are Wilt Chamberlain numbers, my guy. Insane. Now for our Monday flow update. The GBTC exit was once again large enough to cause the total net outflow of $87.5 million across all the ETFs. That brings the total market share of the 9 new ETFs to 20% of the total ETF market, and it's growing fast. Let's go back to GBTC for a quick second. I got this email today from a client. Hi, Dante. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on moving funds out of GBTC and into cheaper ETF alternatives like BITB. I absolutely would love to save on the fees, 1.5% to 0.2%, but I don't want to incur the capital gains taxes from having to sell GBTC. I figured this is a problem for a lot of people wanting to transition to a lower fee alternative. What is the solution? Thank you. Well, there aren't a lot of solutions. Grayscale ran the numbers. They knew that there was a large percentage of their investors who would have capital gains that they would like to avoid. And thus, they've kept their fees high, knowing that many people wouldn't sell. To add to this, there have been rumors floating out there that this was always in the cards as an under-the-table settlement between regulators and the Digital Currency Group, which is the parent company of Grayscale, to transfer their funds to other Wall Street players for their sins. Samson Mount believes that if they don't capitulate on fees at around 450,000 Bitcoin, that there might in fact be some special deals going on. Swan engineer and acclaimed author of Bullish Case for Bitcoin, Vijay Boyapati, lays out an in-depth thread of how Barry Silbert, in conjunction with other large crypto casinos like FTX, committed fraud in order to drive assets to their firm and to prop up the value of their companies. This thread is fire, but it's also long. It's 47 tweets long. You should definitely take some time to read it. We've linked it in the show notes. We saw healthy inflows to the new 9, with BlackRock reaffirming their lead with 260 million of inflows, followed by Fidelity with 158 million of inflows. They're competing and going back and forth every day, like Michael Jackson and Usher at a halftime show. Bitcoin price is at a 2.5% discount from yesterday, with volume remaining stable at around 29 billion. I say discount for a reason. Here's our daily reminder to zoom out. 80 days before the previous halvings, we were down 62% in 2015 from the previous all-time high. We were down 52% in 2019 from the previous all-time high. And now we're down 42% from our all-time highs that we saw in the 2021 cycle. There's still plenty of room for growth. Don't panic. Remember, have diamond hands, people. In other news, Stephanie Kelton, modern monetary theory economist, says that the money created by the government out of thin air, which is yet to be confiscated back by the government, is now considered savings. The only way our government can actually balance the books is to confiscate wealth or to tax it away. People believe this isn't actually possible in the United States. But remember, less than 100 years ago, gold was forced to be sold to the government in 1933 through the Gold Reserve Act. It's actually already being proposed in a G7 country like Russia.
Well, here's an attention-grabbing headline in today's Moskovsky Komsomolets. The law for scoundrels. So, what's the law and who are the scoundrels? Russian MPs are set to expand the list of articles of the criminal code which allow for confiscation of assets. Nezavisime Gazeta puts it like this. A bill has been submitted to the Duma that would allow assets to be confiscated for attacking the foundations of the state These are mainly political crimes: extremism, promotion of Nazism, discreditation of the army, undermining security, aiding Western sanctions, threatening the territorial integrity of Russia. Formally, confiscation remains a form of compensation for a crime. In practice, it's becoming a separate punishment for opponents and critics of the authorities. It is dictated by the authorities' political necessity to rapidly expand and ratchet up the fight against their opponents, most of whom have fled abroad, but also against their critics who for now are still here.
If you own real Bitcoin, you and you alone are responsible for your wealth. By buying ETFs, we're feeding the machine versus starving it. Bitcoin is perfect digital property with finite scarcity that's protected by a wall of encrypted energy. Bitcoiners, like Martin Luther King, are trying to peacefully advocate for our rights. Today, over 25 Bitcoin-focused organizations signed a response to FinCEN's overreaching and ineffective proposed rule for regulating Bitcoin. We linked the ruling in the show notes. But overall, the TLDR is this: it will have an effect of criminalizing normal, everyday, hardworking Americans simply trying to outpace inflation and live into the American dream that we've been sold. Day by day, step by step, together, we can and will create a better future for our kids and for our country. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe and follow the Swan channel for the best Bitcoin content out there. I got some sad news. Tomorrow, we will not be recording a show, but we will be back in the saddle and ready to give you guys the most fire news and updates on Thursday this week. So stay tuned. Until next time, this is Dante Cook with Swan.com. Here's to a bright orange future.